Good afternoon, parents. This week we are focusing on the problem-solving process, and that basically is how we solve word problems. So I'm going to take you through two examples so that you can help your child at home. Before we get started, I want you to know that for multiplication division, we use the strategy G.E.T, which is groups, each, and total. So without further ado, I'm going to show you exactly how to help your child. So here's the story. There are two different vegetables in the garden. There are 5 rows that have 16 carrot plants in each row. There are 72 spinach plants. How many vegetable plants are in the garden? So once we read the problem first time, I make them go back and read it. There are 2 different vegetables in the garden. There are 5 rows that have 16 carrot plants in each row. There are 72 spinach plants. How many vegetable plants are in the garden? So first off, we have to find out what do they want us to find out. They want us to find out how many, and we only need to underline vegetable plants are in the garden. So that's what we do not know. So then I make them go through the process of saying groups, each, and total. Now tell me, go back line by line, what did they first say? That there are 2 different vegetables in a garden. There are 5 rows that have 16 carrots. So you know that your 5 rows is your what? Your groups. 5. And I make them write out rows. And that there are 16 plants in each row. So 16 plants in each. They're already giving you a clue that means that's your each. 16 carrots. So now we have that. We don't know that total, so we can put question mark. So we know that that is step A. So first, let's solve that. And there's multiple ways they can do that. They can multiply 16 by 5 by drawing base 10 blocks. They can do the breakaway method, or they could just do standard algorithm. For sake of time, I'm going to do standard algorithm and multiply 16 times 5. 30, 5 times 1, which is 5. Carry the 1, so they have 80. So then step B, I make them break it down. Now what else do they say? There are 72 spinach plants. How many vegetable plants in the garden? So what does that mean? I make the kids verbally tell me exactly what that means. Well, Miss Burton, that means that we now need to add 72. So then they know step B is to take 80 plus 72. And there is 152. I really make my kids tell me why they're doing what they're doing. And at home, please have your kids explain, okay, what do we do first and why are you doing that first and what do we need to find out? Verbalizing the math really helps me as the teacher and you as a parent understand why they're doing what they're doing, because this is an open-ended question with no multiple choice. And what they'll do, they'll have an answer choice like 80 on there. They may even just have they may have a problem where they try to divide it. So it's really, really important that you have your kids, okay, let's talk about the math, explain what you're doing, walk me step through step. I'm going to go through another problem where we're using the G.E.T model again, and this is a 1-step. Mrs. Lawyer has 72 index cards. She will arrange the cards in 6 stacks. How many index cards are in each stack? I make them go back. Mrs. Lawyer has 72 index cards. She arranged the cards in 6 stacks. How many index cards are in each stack? So class, I tell them, what do they want us to find out? How many index cards are in each stack? So do we know our each? No. So we go through groups, each, total. We already don't know our each. We're going to put a question mark. Now what did they tell us? Mrs. Lawyer has 72 index cards. I say, well, what does that mean? Does that mean that's our total? Does that mean that's our group? So that means that's our total because she had 72 index cards. And she arranged them in the cards in 6 stacks. Well, what does that mean, class? That means that's our group. 6 stacks. And I forgot to write index cards. So then from here, there's several ways to solve. They can draw 6 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they can count up to 72. For sake of time, I won't do the whole thing, but that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or they could divide 72 divided by 6. Or they could use base 10 blocks where they would say, draw your house, and they would have 72 6 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put one up 6, and they know they have 72, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 1, 2. Can we divide each of these 10s equally into 6 groups? Well, yes, Miss Burton. So we got 1 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll say, okay, now we have a 10 and 2 1s left. So what does that mean? Well, Miss Burton, we need to regroup this 110 for 10 units. So then they know they have 10 units. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus these 2 left over. Make them talk it out. And then they know that's 12 units. So then they just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, how many were in each stack? Well, that means that 12 were in each stack. So they know that was 12. And that is how we do our problem solving process. Thank you for the G.E.T strategy.